The Hurricane Hyder Amil has one of the best, most exciting regional careers I've seen in a while.
Stand back! There's a hurricane coming through!
He's not the most technical, but when you say a fighter's a dog, you can look to Hyder Amil to show him what you mean. He's been fighting professionally since 2017, and in only 9 fights, he's finished 5 opponents via TKO, landing finishes in Bellator and the Legacy Fighting Alliance. Let's take a look back at some of his highlights, though there is a ton.
Oh, Till's out! It's over! It's over! It's over! That's what I'm saying, boy! Oh! He got dropped! It's over! It's over! Munoz! Oh my God!
Hyder Amil fought briefly as an amateur prior to 2016, splitting results before turning pro in 2017. Training under the tutelage of MMA great Gilbert Melendez at El Nino Training Center, Hyder's action-packed style has masked that of his trainer in the best way possible. Amil would take on Adam Cruz for his pro debut in his training home of California, and the first round would see both exchange big combinations, but Hyder looked more explosive. In the second round, a combination starting with a knee had his opponent protesting an eye poke, but the referee not giving the break. Amil followed up with an explosive combination that had the ref stop the contest. He'd be picked up by Bellator for his next 3 fights, fighting each time when the organization came to San Jose. He went undefeated in all 3 fights, picking up a slick submission win over Paradise Valvassa. He jumped over to the Legacy Fighting Alliance for his next fights, debuting against a Brazilian opponent that was much taller with a longer reach in Robson Jr., and this debut fight was an absolute war. Early, Hyder struggled with the range, and Junior's 1-2 was much more effective than the overhands of Hyder that were often missing the target. However, the pace of the first round was significant, and it began to wear on both. But when it comes to wearing on the cardiovascular system, Hyder Amil is, again, a dog and doesn't look to get tired very often and stands in the pocket trading, even when he's exhausted. And when it was nearing the conclusion of the first round, the delayed movement of Junior allowed for that Amil overhand right to start to land, and he was able to showcase his power, landing 2 massive shots fighting to the bell of the first round. The second round began with a lot more grappling, and even though you'd think that this might serve as a break, the grappling exchanges were so hectic that neither really got to rest, and when the fight returned to his feet, it was much of the same, with Hyder Amil showing less fatigue and started landing some crazy knockdowns, much like the end of the first round, and by the midway point, Hyder Amil was able to get his opponent out of there, improving his undefeated record to 5-0. He would get a co-main event slot off of this crazy debut performance, and he would take on Devontae Sewell, winning a close split decision even though he was a -525 favorite. Again, Hyder Amil, not the most technical, the most skilled fighter, but when it comes to putting on shows and striking, he can do it with the best of them. For his final fight, the Legacy Fighting Alliance would show him out with a main event against Chase Gibson, and again, the fight would start a little rough for Hyder Amil, and he would be outstruck by Gibson, but the second round started and 11 seconds in. Amil would land the knockout of his career, and that would get the UFC calling to bring him into the Contender Series in 2023. This finish was super impressive, and again, Hyder Amil has shown knockout power throughout his career, but this one was the statement that he needed, that highlight reel knockout that they could show on any promo. And he would find himself in the octagon against the Turkish fighter Emre Sonmez, coming in at 14-4 with a great training camp behind him. Amil did come in as the -175 favorite. The first round, Emre tried to prove that line wrong, taking Amil down multiple times, and honestly, in the striking department, doing a better job finding the chin of his opponent. But it was in the second and third rounds that Emre Sonmez was showing extreme exhaustion from that first round, and the piling up of takedown attempts into grappling exchanges, whereas Hyder was wearing the fight much better and was able to stay active in round 2 and 3 and earn himself a unanimous decision. He would earn a contract to the UFC to take on another striker coming up from the bantamweight division in Fernie Garcia. And again, Hyder Amil would put on another banger performance. Fernie Garcia and Hyder Amil both got their licks in, but it was Hyder Amil that would land the standing TKO finish in the second round, showcasing his exciting style to UFC fans in his debut and solidifying himself as a UFC star. Next up, he's going to take on another prospect matchup to try and put a significant UFC win streak on the table. Having 8 fights unbeaten, undefeated as a professional, Hyder Amil is looking forward to nothing but up. How far do you think Hyder Amil can go? How significant do you think he can leave a mark on the Ultimate Fighting Championship with both his style and the success he has in the octagon? But that'll do it for today's video, guys. If you enjoy, smash that like button, subscribe to Combat Sports Central, and I will see you in the next one.